Hey guys, wanted to get you some last videos of Hennessy before she comes home. So I know you guys don't have a treadmill, but if you get one, it's super beneficial for dogs. Just getting them a little bit of extra exercise, especially on busy work days. So what I do is I just put her on, and the command is treadmill. And I might like hook her up here, so I might just kind of take the leash and tether it up. I don't ever leave dogs unsupervised on the treadmill, so I want to make sure that I'm nearby, just in case anything were to happen. But I want her to be able to stay on even if I go a little bit away from her. So just being in the garage, I'm able to go in the laundry room and get a couple things done, but I'm still peeking in on her and staying really close by. So I want her to be able to do it. She does really well with it. She actually enjoys it now. In the beginning, good job, girl. She was definitely worried, but once we get past that worry and that little bit of anxiety about the floor moving underneath of her, good things can happen where she starts to really enjoy it. So one thing I would recommend is potting her before. Make sure she's pooped recently. Sometimes if you put dogs on the treadmill and they haven't gone poop in a bit, they can just poop on it. So they start walking, they start moving, bowel movement starts going, and they get to the point where they're like, oh crap, I have to go. Another thing is figuring out a good pace for her. So I kind of feel like getting a good trot is good. So I'm gonna bump it up to level 3. It's 3 out of 10. Good girl. Good job. Yeah, she loves it. She'll go on this for like 45 minutes. So with dogs, we build up to that time. We don't just stick them on there and put them on for 45 minutes, but she loves it. So as I'm working the other dogs, she goes on the treadmill, and then we get work done, and she's able to be a little bit more tired. Now, she's an active breed, so it's really important that we get her out and we work both her physical and her mental state. So this is just physical stuff right now. Playing fetch and playing ball and going hiking is other physical stuff. But then we don't want this to replace the walk. So the walk is going to be more about mental. So getting her out and she's mentally engaged with us in that heel position and not pulling us everywhere, being frantic, calming her down. Even just working with you guys at the park, we noticed that she would get tired really quickly and lay down because we're working her mind more so than her physical body. So this stuff physically is good. It's going to keep her in shape. It's going to help her muscles stay in toned. But we want to make sure that this isn't replacing training. Some people say a tired dog is a good dog. I say a tired dog is a temporary good dog. It doesn't mean that they're good all the time. So you can't always be tired all the time. Sometimes you have energy, especially if you're a young puppy. So it's really good that we have sustainable ways of burning her out and not just in a physical way, but also mentally as well. Good job, girl. Okay, guys, I wanted to show you a little bit of a video of what we do when the doorbell rings. So we got 2 dogs here working on place. Ruby's expressions always make me laugh. She's like, what are you doing over there? So I want to show you just how simple this is, but also talk about where it could easily be difficult if you don't practice it. So most of the time, the doorbell brings chaos just to dogs, whether it's excitement, whether it's nerves. For her, it's both. She's either going to jump on somebody that she knows, or she's going to run and hide behind the couch if she's nervous by maybe it's a man or whatever. So the first thing that I will say is that we really need to cater to her. We need to cater to what she's experiencing, what she's feeling. So if she's getting excited and neurotic and wanting to jump, we're going to correct that state of mind. If she is running away and hiding, we need to give her a job to do and advocate for her. So Some people, as kind as they are, what they'll do is they'll come up and they'll just like want to love on the dog, right? They're like, oh my gosh, like I love dogs. Let me cuddle her and she'll know that I'm an okay person. And in that state of mind where she's trying to get away from that person, she does not want them to cuddle her. She doesn't want to sniff their hand. She doesn't want to take their treat. And so it's important that we understand that that is how dogs, when they manifest fear, they don't want you to make it better for them. They want leadership. And so what we want to work on is conditioning her first to the doorbell. When she comes home, she's used to my doorbell. It rings all the time because we order so many Amazon packages. We want to make sure that she knows what to do when she sees somebody come through that door. And so a lot of that's just us giving her guidance and leadership. And so what we'll do, okay, Hennessy, come on, good girl, is let's say she's just kind of hanging out with us and the doorbell rings. I'll just come over here and ring it. She knows it's me. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the place bed. We're saying, Hennessy, come, place. And we're going to make sure that we walk her over there. Now, for the first week that she's home, I advise dragging a leash in the house. So that way she's not getting confused. She's really good at the spot in my house and she knows the protocol here, but she's going to need a little bit of help learning it at your house because she knows your house, she knows where the things are, but she doesn't know it in this context. She doesn't know what to do when somebody comes into the house. Now, I advise putting the place bed somewhere like out of the way, and coaching people through it. So when people come in the door, they're like, oh my goodness, she's so pretty. I want you to coach people like, please ignore, like, please don't talk to her, please, because I don't want her to get so excited and amped up where she breaks place and she's jumping on them. And then I also don't want, if she's freaked out by that person, I don't want all of that chaos that they're bringing with their energy to freak her out and she flees. So we want her to understand that people coming and going from the house, it means nothing. It's neutral. And so people can easily ruin that by bringing in the chaos. And when they bring in the chaos, then very quickly she's like, oh my gosh, like, what am I supposed to do? And so I don't want her to take direction with that because that very easily is going to lead to a dog barking, growling, lunging. If they have fear and then you mix adrenaline with that, it's going to be bad news. So if somebody isn't coachable, you have to physically stop them or put her away. Like you have to get in their space and say, hey, stop. Like stop bugging the dog. Let her be. You got to be able to have people not engage with her when she first comes home. And some people are just like, they have no impulse control themselves. And so at that point, is it fair to the dog to put her through all of that stress after she's gone through all of this training? I don't think so, unless you're able to like really get after them. So I have to get after people when they come over to my house. I'm just like, stop. You need to stop or go away. Because it's so much work to get dogs to this point, and they can undo it in a matter of 5 minutes. So don't be afraid to stick up for her when she's nervous, and don't force interactions upon her when she's not comfortable. If you feel like she's avoidant, she's telling you, I don't like it. So if somebody comes up to her on the bed and she starts to look away and she's not like eagerly, like, so for me, I can come up and pet her and it means nothing. She's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to just relax here. But if somebody were to come up on the bed and she started to shy away, that's your first thing. Like, nope, she does not comfortable with that interaction. And it's our job to cater to that. Otherwise, eventually over time, she's like, you're not going to stand up for me, so I'm going to stand up for myself. And that's going to lead to her biting people. So yeah, really important for her. And she enjoys hanging out on the place bed. Ruby's done this so many times. She's like, doorbell, what? So anyway, hopefully you guys are excited to see her soon. Okay, guys, I wanted to show you what we do in preparation for the walk. So first of all, I don't want her pulling out the door. So the moment I get her ready for a walk, I don't want her sitting here saying like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and just dragging you to the door, because that's what she did the first week here, and we worked really hard on making sure that she doesn't do those things. So what we do is we just kind of walk towards the door. Henny, heel. Good job. And just make a directional change. I want her catering to my space. These are the same stuff that we worked on at the park. I can go backwards. Henny, come. and just make her focus on me. And that is important. If I don't have focus in here, I will not have it outside. It's just, it won't happen. So if she's crazy and let's say you get home from work and you want to take her for a walk or you want to take her to the bathroom and she's just like out of control, like you have to get control first. She can hold it for the 5 minutes it takes to get control, and then you can get her outside. Hennessy, heel. Come on, heel. Good girl. So what we do is as we come up to the door, we got some people outside. We got neighbors working on their yard. So I'm going to say, Hennessy, wait. And I go through the door first, and I'm turning and I'm facing her, and I want her to pay attention to me before I let her go through the door. So if she's looking behind me at the neighbors, I'm not going to release her. She has to wait and pay attention to me. Okay. Good. Now, I don't care if she sits. Okay, come on. She's like, I don't believe you. I don't care if she sits or stands. She can do what she wants. She just needs to give me focus. Now that we're outside, I should be seeing a dog that's seeking direction. So she's not pulling me down the steps. If she does, I'm going to correct that and make her come back to me, and I'm going to have her heel. So then what I'm going to do is, because we got some awesome distractions out here, people working on their cars, I'm going to have her start to do some of this directional change stuff that we worked on at the park. So if she goes one way, I go this way. She's not paying attention. She's distracted. This is beneficial if you see a dog out of your apartment. Just really making sure that she can engage with me and not the environment around her. It's not that she can't look at things, but if I turn here and she's like, oh, too distracted, I use the e-collar there, she's not paying attention. And so dogs are really sneaky, and they can pretend to be healing with you, but not paying attention. So I just did that as a test. So if I turn this way, there we go. She did it there. She followed me. She's like, oh, okay, you want me to focus on you? I'll focus on you. So this is really calming and promotes a lot of leadership. So this will be great for her in the house when you practice this every single time you take her potty. So practice this a couple minutes and then give her a chance to go. I don't want her just yanking you to the potty spot. I really want you dictating when she goes on the walk. So, eventually, maybe you guys have a backyard and you don't have to worry about this stuff, but you still practice these exercises like in the driveway and, just day-to-day stuff. So really, really good for her. Sit. Good girl. Heel. I want her to sit when you stop. It should be automatic, but if she needs a reminder, then you can give it. Sit. Good. Oh, come on. If she lays down, I'm just going to have her sit. Hennessy, sit. That's because she's tired. We did the treadmill. Good job. Heel. Good girl. Very good. Okay, guys, I wanted to show you this exercise for the downs that we were working at the park, and she was really struggling. She was like, I don't really want to down right next to you. I want to come out in front. So this is an exercise that cleans it up. So I have a long line here. She's attached to 2 lines. She's on a short leash here, long line here that goes right just on the tailgate of my truck. Now, if I were at a park, I could hook it to, the tree or something like that. Like if I had a tree in my front yard, which I don't really have a good one, I could hook it there. So it doesn't really matter where you hook it. But what this is just we're trying to beat the long line. So what we'll do is, as I'm healing with her, I want her to down next to me in the heel position, not come out in front. So I'm going to actually heal. I'm going to heel her around, and I'm just going to watch this long line. So I want to be able to beat it. Hennessy, heel, down. And then if she tries to come in front of me, it's going to stop her from doing that. So my goal is to keep it loose, heel, and the only time it goes tight is if she makes it go tight, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that I time it up. Hennessy, down. Good. So see how there's still some slack in it. Now, if she had come in front of me, it would have gone tight and it would have stopped her. So I haven't seen any issues with her since our park exercise, but I'm going to bring this when I take her home and we'll work on this together, because if she starts to do that again, I want to clean it up and have her see you guys in that leadership role. Because what's happening is when a dog comes out in front of you, they're wanting to be more in that play mode, that buddy mode. And there's so much conflict. They're like, I don't want to down because downing means obedience and structure, which I don't want to do right now. I want you to cater to me and what I want to do. And so I want to switch gears with that, make sure she's not doing that, because that's going to open the door for all kinds of naughty behaviors if she gets to dictate when she downs, where she downs, how she does it, all those things. We just want her to do what we're asking. We're not asking for anything hard. She understands, and good things. Good girl. Down. Good girl. So even just having her do a down in motion is really beneficial. So I kept walking, saying down. Good girl. Henny, heel. Good girl. Very nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it again. Not holding the leash. She's doing this off leash. Hennessy, down. Good. And I keep walking. Now, where we start that is we would hook up the leash somewhere. And that way it would just slightly stop her. She used to feel slightly that pressure backwards. And we would walk a little slower. But we'd have to kind of watch the long line and make sure that we're saying down a couple seconds before it actually stops her. She's not getting corrected until she doesn't do it. Hennessy, heel. Good job. Good, but this helps just clean up those down stays. Hennessy, heel. Oh, I know, she's like, I heard the word. Henny, down. Down. So I gave her a little tap there because she wanted to come with me. And this is just really testing her focus. So lots of good stuff. Okay.